A little surprising, honestly, that they picked the Bristle into the Mars, right? Because you spear him, he turns around to face you. So clearly just
Yeah,
respecting the strength of it overall.
yeah. The Mars and the Legion are one of those like position 3 pseudo counters to the Bristle because exactly like you said, with the making him face you directly. I'm also intrigued about the Phoenix getting picked up because we now see Snapfire, which I mean you did pick Phoenix beforehand, but a lot of times teams will prioritize a Mirana as a position 4 because that's one of the best supports to deal with the Supernova. I mean, you do kind of have the arena, but even then, like Mirana's got a lot of mobility to help bring it down. And now you're against a Snapfire as well. So this really feels like the Supernova positioning in a lot of these fights is going to have to be perfect.
Well, you say that, but they got the Mars as well, right, to protect it. So if you're right on point, you can use the arena as a little bit of protection against these ranged heroes. They're going to be trying to deal with it. It's not like you've got a Juggernaut just yet, or a Lifestealer that's able to just pop their spell immunity, walk into the arena phalanxes and try and deal with it. But with the Mirana, with the Snapfire, you do have like you're not completely screwed if you get caught inside that arena. You've got the leap if you click on the button, and then same sort of thing with the cookie. The spawn time of the arena is still a little bit too slow that it will guarantee catch the Snapfire in. And I don't think Bristleback minds too much, as long as he's able to dodge out the good old spear. Morphling though being picked up. We saw, I believe, yeah, it was Makoto playing that, right? When
Yeah,
they were
yeah, they played it mid, yeah.
playing the other day, and it was a dominant performance as well.
Remaining.
It gives you so much flexibility when you can have Dreamer Cell or Makoto who can both play the Morphling and in multiple lanes as well. Like now you can have that matchup. And we see, I don't remember the team that played it, but we saw the Morphling prioritize against someone like the Bristleback because of the high agility. So the Quills aren't going to do much in the lane. They will get to a stage where you've got a little bit of burst with that E-Blade. So they do kind of have kill potential for the Bristleback right now. Like you chuck out the shotgun with the Finger of Death. And if you lock him down as well, the Sunray percent damage is nice. So I wonder if they need another stun just to make sure they guarantee the Bristleback will be controlled through a majority of that Sunray duration.
I mean, they got the Lion, right? It's going to be really on the positioning, but I think it's going to be like, will they have enough farm into it to be able to get that blink dag? Because I feel like this is one of those games where you just cannot walk forward at all as this Lion. You're just going to get caught every single time. They do like a way to get like onto the super backline at the moment. There's no Storm Spirit, there's no Spectre, for example. So Lion should be safe, provided that he doesn't overextend. It's not like a Mirana or a Snapfire are going to go super in deep. They're just going to be dead meat. Bristleback is going to try, but you always run the risk of just being speared into something and burst down. And so that's why they are banning out the Storm Spirit. They realize that this is the way that Boom are going to be wanting to play. Both the fact that it's good against the Lion and the Phoenix in general, but also just with how they want to take their team fights.
Radiant team pick.
Do you see, I like the Death Prophet ban a lot. Actually, that could have been a hero that can really group up around the Bristleback. You might be a bit too cooldown reliant then. If you had that hero, we're gonna go for the tiny. Okay. Did feel like
it just seems like they're celebrating every single one of their picks with these voice lines every single time it comes out. They're just like, "That's it, we got it, we got what we wanted. Let's go, let's celebrate."
Some good voice lines. They have some good voice lines. Now that we get to see them, we were wanting the tiny airline spam as well. Surely. Oh.
Can you open the chat box just to have a look at how much they've been spamming?
It's Yopaj and Genuel. They are just going crazy.
I mean, it's Zhao saying the voice line, so like I understand him doing it.
You may now select your heroes.
Oh well. And we're just gonna finish off with an Ember Spirit. Okay.
How do we feel about this last pick, Ember, here for Makoto?
It's gonna have a little trouble getting bullied out somewhat in the mid lane by Yopaj, but if he gets an early Blightstone, then that Sleight of Fist is going to do a lot of damage against the Tiny, not too much armor. So it's going to be interesting to see how the positioning is going to impact on it all. And again, as well, with the Ember Spirit, he's going to be a little vulnerable to, some kind of rotations coming through from Playhard. So that's what I'm really going to be looking out for around those rune timings when Mirana's looking to roam. Obviously, a lot easier to do so compared with the Phoenix and the Lion. that you've already got a Tiny that's able to guarantee some form of lockdown with the Avatos combo. Just wait for that Sleight of Fist to be on cooldown, toss them up in the air, get the arrow into it. It should be an easy kill. So the vision game around mid for Makoto is going to be super important, and then also just his positioning in lane as well to make sure that he's not vulnerable to that sort of stuff. Because, yeah, like I said, Lion, Phoenix, they do not want to leave their lane if they can.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue you have right now for Boom, that maybe you can have a defensive TP from KezQ, but I don't really think the stun is going to do too much as long as Yopaj gets the combo off the setup for that arrow. Like, once the stuns and abilities are used, Makoto's going to be in a bit of a tricky spot. So we'll probably see him eat a lot of damage. And then it means that the side lanes are also going to be impacted by this Mirana, whereas, we won't see Boom making as many plays. And is the plays really going to start to come through when we get levels for them, though? Like Makoto, once his Ember Spirit starts to get a little bit more high level?
I think so. It's going to rely quite heavily on just his individual play, though, right? Because you don't have these defensive supports. I mean, sure, you could argue that Phoenix is with the Sunray, but it's not immediate. It needs time to ramp up the healing that you're able to do. So, an immediate TP, it doesn't mean a false promise is coming through or an aphotic shield or anything like that. You're going to need to rely on your individual skill to be prepared with these defensive remnants coming through. So I think Ember Spirit's going to be okay if he just breaks even in the lane. And then they're going to look to rotate, use their first ultimates to, pretty high effect. Because, another issue they might have, excuse me, as well, is no real way to get in onto the Snapfire to stop those Mortimer's kisses as well. You can get in, you use the Searing Chains, but that's not really going to do all that much against the channel there.
Now everyone gets to see them spamming it out. And it's an all chat one too, so that's even worse. Even worse. We haven't really honestly seen too many teams spamming it. Like, it's been here or there, but not as often as what I would be expecting. Because there's some good ones. We saw yesterday, I think we were speaking about how many got implemented. Like, a majority of the Southeast Asian teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think it were 14 new teams that got added yesterday, so I was very happy to see that. Not even just the voice lines, like TMSMG's wallpaper looks great. It was done by the artist Dire Dude, who does a bunch of great artwork.
Lane is missing.
I wish you could just buy things individually as well, right? Because
yeah.
I'll be honest, some of the other stuff in their pack not that great, but I would buy that wallpaper.
Yeah, honestly, the wallpapers has been the main thing I've been looking out for. Like, what is that spray? Did you see the spray of the Radiant T2 Tower? Oh wait, in between now. That's so good. Who is that?
Cursed when it's on the tower as
Wait,
well.
the tower looks demented. What's going on here? I remember he got rid of it.
I believe that's Skem. Remember back in the day when Skem was doing his pos 1 chens?
Yeah.
I feel like that's it.
The dreaded.
I say back in the day, it was about
it wasn't even that long
8
ago.
months ago or something.
Surely he pulls out the position 3 chen like we saw 33's done it a couple times.
He has for sure. I feel like Chen is just in the bin these days though, so probably a bit less likely. There was a stat that came out about, the heroes that were picked like less than 5 times across every single upper lower division season 2 DPC, and Chen was one of them, and a couple of the other ones that we saw yesterday that I don't believe were successful in the Clicks and the Naga were there as well.
Yeah, I guess there's a reason why they weren't as successful. They didn't look as strong in that game. Hyde eats the arrow. He doesn't have dive as well leveled already. So Hyde's going to take an immense amount of damage, but FBZ will knock him back away. So I guess, is he going to have to pop Self here? Probably. Bit unfortunate.
It's still fine. Like, you're going up against the Faceless Void, he's not able to dish out a ton of burst against you. And even Zhao, like, you're a Snapfire, sure, you've got the little Shredder, you got the Blightstone. It's going to be annoying, and I'm sure he's going to be prioritizing it, putting into FBZ, just so that you're, again, spending more gold on your tangos. You want to be avoiding doing that as much as possible as this Mars. You need to try and pressure in the Faceless Void. It's probably going to even be worth getting the one put in the Bulwark at level 4, just to be able to stop a lot of the counter harass that might be coming out.
Just see both supports standing next to each other, blocking up the camp, and then it's just the life now. See,
just looking at each other menacingly.
We'll be friends for maybe a couple seconds here. We won't touch each other. No right clicks coming through, and then after that minimark, they're like, all right, time to battle again.
It's a shared understanding, you know, like this is kind of what we have to do. There's some cool stories going back to, like, you know, the World Wars on like Christmas Day, where both sides had like a ceasefire and they actually came and like played cards and had drinks together, and then the next day they were just back to normalcy. It's weird. It's pretty sad, but you know, it's the reality of the situation back in the day.
Hopefully, it's crazy how that was a thing. They'd actually do that. Just, you know, those times you take a bit of a break and have some drinks. Is there any lanes that we should be watching out for with any kill opportunity though? You know, we see at the moment, we've been watching bot a little bit. Just the constant aggression, but no kills just yet. What about some of the other lanes?
I'd say top, provided that, I mean, it shouldn't be as big of a deal if Kezcute isn't out of position. Like, this Morphling is not going to be in a position to die all that often, but play hard. We can see he's got the Blightstone. You've got the level 1 Viscous Nasal Goo. That's all you really need. I say that, but mid lane, Yopaj is actually able to get the first blood on his own, not even needing the Mirana's help to rotate through and pick it up. And that's just as the water rune spawn as well. So he's going to look to clean up this this range creep, quickly rush over, grab one of them. If he can get both, that'd be a huge win.
It's a very, very important first blood to be able to pick up there for them. CTM, it's going to take a little bit of damage up top as well. Do see how the Morphling is able to lane versus someone like the Bristleback. He's got another adaptive strike. Is CTM dead? No.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bottom lane now. From top to bot, Januel, he's actually got a cookie on forward. Still does die before he gets the kill, but at least Natsumi's going to be able to pick that one up. How do you feel? Are they happy with that trade there?
I mean, any solo experience going to a Faceless Void, you're always going to be happy for that. It's just about getting out of the laning stage, but still, you've only got the 2 points in the time walk, so receiving a fair amount of harass. You've got Zhao coming back to the lane, though, with a fresh salve. He's going to be just fine.
Oh, Yopaj, not again. Okay. He's really playing well in this lane. He dropped an Iron Branch just to pick up that tree in the river fight there. So cute little shenanigans. He's even thinking about trying to get that bounty rune up on the high ground. He's been a menace right now. Top lane, CTM. Stacking up the quills. Dreamer Cell's got another round of the adaptive strike. Fairy Fire pop. How deep are you going to go for this Bristleback kill? He's got another round of the quills. Dreamer Cell. The one's on cooldown, but they just find him with that Earth Spike. 2 points in it, giving you a little bit of an extra burst to help out with the kill there.
And the one that actually makes the rotation through to the water rune to make sure it's secured is actually Zhao. So not even needing the Mirana to be able to do it, he even goes ahead and snipes the enemy bounty rune. So Mikoto, he's got no bottle charges remaining, just misses the toss there on Yopaj. Could have, well, not necessarily been more kill potential, but certainly a lot more harass considering he doesn't have any bottle charges left on this Ember.
Mid lane, arrow, just off the mark. You do see down, but FBZ is going to be able to pick up another for them. So very nicely done. They're still going on mid. Mikoto, toss. It's enough to find the kill, even with only 1 point. And toss there for big old Yopaj, but that's his second kill of the game, and it's a real scary thought when a Tiny is potentially able to snowball.
Yeah, for sure. And you've also, well, you have to consider the fact that Mikoto, at least he was able to get the kill before he died. It was all the solo experience, and he essentially gets a free bottle refill as a result. So with the deaths now granting the free TP scroll, he's not gonna care all that much. But you're already a level and a half behind this Tiny, who's getting very close to picking up his phase boots. So it's gonna be now about, you know, I've already died a couple of times. I'm not quite that level 6 mark just yet. Will they be able to pick him off before he gets to there? It's probably only a couple of creeps away, but Oh, lands. Toss back. Oh, nice leap coming through from Makoto. Still no remnants. Might be in a little bit of trouble.
Can he actually get away here? They're going to have another round of the Avatos shortly. Makoto's got chains back up and he should be okay. Toss, never mind. Play hard still. Arrows up and available. Oh, great use of the abilities there from Yopaj. And we see up top, however, CTM, he does get brought down. So with all the emphasis that Miranda is putting on helping to shut down Makoto, it is definitely hurting CTM's lane. It's another kill on Natsumi down bot. FBZ's having a great time.
Oh, really nicely done by Hyde as well. He makes the rotation through. There was a regen root waiting for them bot, but he just some solid teamwork coming through. I believe FBZ just gave him his bottle so that he can go through, refill it up, get the bounty, sip him straight back up to full HP, or close enough to it. This time though, now these play hard. I'll say rotations, but man, that was pretty keen considering he was sitting right in the middle of a creep wave.
I guess they were hoping maybe the Avatos was enough to get rid of the creeps, but
not quite. A couple more levels maybe.
FBZ, it's okay. We do see though, like either side lanes are going really well here for Boom. You know, the Morphling 101. We've been very, very impressed with Dream Missile's performances so far through the groups. Same with FBZ, who's also having a great time 2-0-1 on the Mars. But do you feel like Makoto, with how heavily they've tried to shut him down, do you feel like Makoto is still going to have the impact that Boom are requiring out of him this game?
I think so, because the side lanes have been going well, and there's been some stacks that have started to be built up a little bit, although it's going to be CTM that does a very good job with his scouting due to the really deep observer ward placed down by the Mirana. So it's a nice job to be able to pick that out.
Bot lane.
Take it on away. So that was a lot of your comeback potential.
Natsumi. Imok's still down. There's no trees though, because FBZ, he got rid of them all. It was a nice attempt though. They knew that he time walked into the tree line, so they were able to keep chasing, but just shy of the arena getting the connection. So Natsumi's able to keep his life, and they also do bring down the Morphling, so they're really looking to try and control this side of the map and even maybe get a kill on Genuel.
Maybe. He's TP'd down here, so he's pretty much a sitting duck. Might look to cookie through the trees to the left just to try and get away, but no, he's just gonna fall down, hide, yoinks it away with the single right click. But at least for Neon's sake, Natsumi, he was able to TP up to the top side now that all this attention's on bottom, and we can see here CTM, he's just continuing to take away a lot more of these stacks. I mean, this was your comeback potential for the Ember Spirit. I mean, he's at least going to be able to take a small camp plus the creep wave, but it's nowhere near as much experience as they were hoping to be able to funnel through into it. Gets the bounty rune as well, so it's okay.
The prize is mine.
Meanwhile, yeah, we saw the Bristleback taking those stacks in the jungle. Hyde, they've got Chrono. It's just, does Natsumi have the damage, especially with the Fire Spirits? There's a bash. Makoto's gonna come over. He actually runs into the Chronosphere here for the Ember. The only issue is that they're too far away from their own objective for any reinforcements to come out. So Natsumi just has to try and dodge out to the tree line, but unfortunately that means that CTM is unable to stick with him to protect. So they pop Chrono for that kill on the Phoenix, and it cost Natsumi his life there. Third death of the game here for the Faceless Void.
Third death of the game and bottom of all of the cores so far. So side lane's going real well for Boom so far. Already about to reach level 6 on the Phoenix as well. As the 10-minute mark starts to come up, I think probably feed through the tome into Hyde, just because that level 7 is a big power spike for him as well. And you're basically going to hit level 6 on Kesku very shortly.
Play hard, just... Oh, no. That drops more. Drop the voice lines. That's perfect timing, top lane. Nah, they don't have time to drop the voice lines. They're going to protect CTM. Oh, no, Makoto. He gets ripped apart. Genuel 3 points up on the little shredder. The back turn from the Bristleback. And that is a incredible sequence of events here from Neon.
Honestly, it's worth Zhao just staying up here. You got the Siege Creep available. If you TP up here, still that little Shredder's going to do a lot of work, plus the Blightstone onto the tower. It feels like Boom, well, if they were to rotate anyone, it would have to be FBZ to try and make a defense happen of this top tier 1 tower, but this TP scroll still about 10 seconds left on cooldown. Let's see what they think to do about it.
Do you like that the sprays last forever? Do you feel like they should be like on the ground
Do they last forever?
Hang on, maybe forever. I actually don't know about that, but this R2 one in the river is lasting for quite a while.
He's always watching.
He's always watching.
Gotta be mindful of it. Oh, this ancient stack. They're gonna scout out that CTM's taking it. It is daytime, but he gets the majority of it at least.
Oh, poor Ojanuel.
You're very happy for that to be the case, though, for Neon. Wow, they're actually turning it around with Yopaj? I guess they don't have many tools left.
The fact that he's already level 10, and even Makoto got picked off as got a pick off on the backline on Play Hard. That's a nice little comeback here for the Ember, getting some gold, considering he did have that rough start, and even FBZ's going to be able to take a stack at the hard if he wants to. They want to kill, let's see, but it is a lot of gold that's going to get taken away here from Neon.
What a bounty!
It's another one of these power of information games, right, where you're just constantly seeing stacks taken away by enemy teams. I mean, it's right on the timings for a lot of these neutral items coming through too, so that's going to give Boom a nice little power spike. And 10 to 10, 12 minutes in, not too much in terms of net worth lead. And we haven't really seen Dreamercell be part of any kind of team fights. He's just been happily farming away. He's got his Morbid Mask, he's got his Yasha. He should be just fine, as well as the additional stats that you get from the Ironwood tree.
Do you feel like Makoto goes for the Flame Guard absorption this game just to prevent the tiny burst and kind of the rest of the magic damage they have?
Flames will spread thrice.
Or is
Hard
it
to
just
say, right? Because withstanding the burst, do you trust your Phoenix? And he's also going into a Desolator build. Oh, is that Desolator? No, he's going into the Maelstrom. Never mind. Yeah, I think the Maelstrom is totally fine then with the Flame Guard absorption.
backline, Yopaj? Nice sidestep. They're even going to drop the egg as well, CTM. Trying to hide himself through the northeastern tree line, but they are hunting. They haven't been able to catch him just yet, so an easier target's going to be the Tiny, but a nice Chronosphere. Mortimer-Kiss is in the backline as well. They need the lockdown and the damage to bring down Makoto, and they will not be able to. There's just no lockdown at the moment with the big ultimates on cooldown, so they're going to have to look to reset. Spike locks him in. They need the spear connection to be able to force the Bristleback to face him, or else they can just deal with the rest of the supports in the team instead and leave the Bristleback to last. They're trying to drain all his mana. They'll eat the arrow.
Nice
Bristle
arrow.
is so tanky. Vanguard, Hood, Wand. Are they still going to be able to continue to chase though? Waveform in, Dreamer Cell is going to have the Adaptive Strike up and ready to go, but it's only level 2. That's plenty of levels, however, to still find the kill, and even the spear connection as well. Dreamer Cell, he's got a triple kill. He might make it an ult shot. Now, Makoto will take it, but Yopaj, he just TP back in to try and take a fight, but it might just cost him his life here. Spike should be able to set up for the combination from FBZ. They got the Sunray damage as well, pushes him further away from any potential reinforcements, and boom. Take a stack away at the Ancients as well, and just the sequence of fights that are going on right now is so crazy in the early game.
And it's just the chain feeding happening right now from Neon. I mean, they dive beyond the tier 1 tower, so it's very easy for reinforcements to come in. A lot of the time they were just standing underneath this tower, getting a little bit of that extra armor. And right now the Faceless Void doesn't do much in terms of damage. You know, he's got a Yasha. It's not like you've gone this Mask of Madness, Maelstrom build that's able to dish out a lot more damage in these team fights. This feels a lot more like just a pure farming build. And, well, even though it's like that, Natsumi, he is not farming much at all. Still sitting at the bottom of all the cores on the net worth charts.
Middle tower is under attack.
And you see he's going no real farming steroid as well for the Faceless Void. Mid, they just missed the arrow. Dreamer Cell will be able to keep his life. Yeah, do you find it interesting that Natsumi went Yasha this game? Like, what do you think? Was he...
I think you're just wanting to prepare for the fact that you're going to need a Manta style, right? He doesn't want to go a super early BKB. You're going to be able to get out of the Searing Chains. You've also got the Adaptive Strike that's going to be coming in at you. So I don't mind it all that much. Even, hell, just getting off the Fire Spirit's attack speed slow is going to be pretty important. Yeah, you know what I was talking about before with the top tier 1 tower. Finally, it looks like Neon are going to try and put a little bit more attention onto it with this next siege creep coming through. You've still got Xiao sitting around with his Blightstone. He's still got the little shredder available. They're going to wait for the glyph to be popped. A little early for mine on the use of the actual little shredder. Not going to have quite as much armor reduction last, but this is something that could have potentially happened 5 minutes ago. And who knows, maybe that team fight would have happened very differently if they didn't have that tower on Boom's side.
Invisibility.
They are bringing Makoto up top as well. I guess he's just looking to pull Hyde. He's like, come on, guys, give me a little bit. Even just experience as well is pretty vital for someone like a Phoenix. Man, Moran is only level 6 though. Play hard is not having... He's 2-2-1, but not having the greatest time here experience-wise.
Yeah, a little surprising to see Marana have such little kill involvement relatively. I mean, 3 out of the 10 kills, he's got an urn, so he needs to be there. He needs to be with the rest of his team. Might be thinking about going for a smoke here in Neon. They are.
Bristle? He's going to get brought down before the smoke can connect.
Can they get them on the retreat, though?
I've got very good vision. Play hard.
Actually, revealing here.
I don't know if they can take this fight. The Bristleback is a lot of their damage at the moment. No, FBZ gets the catch as well. Great blink initiation cookie. Void rooted up in the air right now. He's going to still try and drop the Chrono, but Dreamer Cell's off to the side. So the damage, once again, Dreamer Cell gets himself a triple kill. He's showing up big in this game 1 here.
Yeah, you just compare the farm. He's basically nearly got double the Faceless Void's farm as this Morphling, and he's being active around the map as well. You know, 10 out of the 18 kills going his way. You compare that to the Faceless Void, only part of 4, 5 deaths involved in all of that. And you just have a look at it. Like, everything about him is doing damage right now on Faceless Void, but it's just not happening. You know, there's not much survivability for him. You're getting, what, 16 agility, plus 7, plus 20. That's 43 agility just coming from, you know, your neutral items, plus, you know, the swords that you've picked up, but it just never seems like they're in the right position. They're not completely connected together. Someone's always getting picked off first.
And you see, like, if Radiant are unable to get a pick off as well from Yopaj, then it makes it difficult with how they can take the fights, because Dire's team fight is very, very strong. Makoto? Like, he doesn't have to worry about many stuns to lock him in. Cookie, arrow, just off the mark, and
haste.
I mean, Makoto was having a really rough early game, just gets the remnant away. They don't want to go too deep this time, but you take a look at what's happening across the map. Dreamer Cell is just easily taking a tier 2 tower.
Yep, take that tier 2 tower. Yopaj, at least now he's got the Ogre Axe, so a little bit more damage that's going to come through with the burst. Once he finishes up that Echo Saber, that's going to be a big benefit for him, just because it feels like so many times they've gone for these kills and people have survived on about 100 HP. If he could get that double hit in, get the tree toss as well, tug combo together with all of that, that's going to change things up massively for them. Hell, even if they get like a crit stick, for example, coming through, which right now the Faceless Void is holding on to. If it was me, I would switch that up.
Oh, they're just getting caught out left, right, and center here for Neon. They're looking to catch more with that Observer Ward. Boom's vision this game has been so on point. Just netting them kill after kill. Natsumi's got to be careful. Whew.
They did just use the arena, so at least, you know, you're not having to worry as much about that. But yeah, again, I think that's a Diffusal Blade coming out to him. Let's see if they're able to stall out this Roche attempt long enough. You've got Jiao coming. He's only level 10. So just the level 1 Mortimer's Kisses. He's just going to look to park himself well away from this team fight and hopefully rain down some hellfire.
Nice attempt. No,
This could be a good one, though. You know, one of these fights, you don't have arena again, and it's around a closed area like the Roche Pit, where Chronosphere could be really good, Mortimer's Kisses can be fantastic, not as many avenues to retreat with the Sacred Arrow. But Boom, to their credit, they realize that. They say, look, we've got a good lead, we've killed the Tiny for sure, but we don't have the guarantee yet to be able to pick up that Roche. So CTM, he's going to check it out himself, just body check it.
Uh-oh.
Who are they going to run into?
That's a big target. That's a damage in the Chrono Spear. They're not going to be able to get the clip. Now with the blink on forward here from Tiny. No one's going to get bursted down. Buyback from Jiao. Finger a death drop as well. Yopaj, goodbye. No involvement in this team fight. CTM as well is in trouble. Natsumi, I mean, he's thinking about dropping the chrono, but now the supernova's just directly on his head. They need to try and protect the egg, and they will.
Fortunately, there was no damage inside that chronosphere. You know, you brought back... Hell, Jiao might die again. Like, this pause, yes, it was for a DC, but it's going to let FBZ know, well, we got this little Snapfire here. That's where the pigs are coming out onto him as well. He's got no mobility. FBZ, he's got the Blink Dagger available. Less than 1 second on the Spear of Mars cooldown, so that's going to be a dieback. And that's your Roche potential taken right there.
Already see Roche is taking a little bit of damage as well, so should be easy to fall back into. And it's just, we'll see how this fight gonna break out here. They turn to Jiao, they do Remnant FBZ,
but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Maybe it will.
Okay,
Ooh, he's actually gone for yeah.
I mean, I don't think
I feel like he just resigned himself. To
yeah,
that, you know?
yeah. It's like, okay, I may as well do whatever damage I can. If something comes out from it, then I'm just, again, honestly, it feels like the past 7 minutes, like Boom have always just had the vision advantage and always been getting the initiation in these fights, and it's so difficult. Like Radiant, the way they win, it feels like, is you need somehow your heroes not to get bursted through the first like 10 seconds of the fight. You want a drawn out fight for someone like the Bristleback to really excel, but if you kill off the rest of the supports, then you can just deal with the Bristle afterwards.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the burst potential as well and being able to pick people off. That's the great thing about playing a Morphling into a Tiny. You know, you're just able to morph in, get your own Avatos combo off, combine that together with a waveform, shotgun. That's enough to be able to take down basically everyone in the game so far. So you also have the Searing Change, which prevents the Faceless Void from being able to get away with that Time Walk, at least until he's got that Manta style. And basically everyone's a sitting duck, even the Bristleback right now, which, I mean, he's tanky. He's got a Vanguard, he's got an Eternal Shroud, he's got the Plate Mail, but it feels like Boom are taking this and their team fights really well. They're just ignoring the Bristleback now. He's gotten past the stage of the game where he can be taken out by a lot of attention. So he's just like, you know what? We don't care all that much about him. Let's try and maybe spear him up, control him off to the side, but it's the rest of the team that we're more concerned about.
How do you feel Neon can kind of craft the team fight that can maybe get them back in this game? Do they have to prioritize controlling up like a high ground area with an observer ward and then just kind of hoping Boom mindlessly walk up, or?
Oh, it's going to be harder now. Well, who knows? It could be another one of these situations where an Aegis actually fools a team into a false sense of cockiness. But I think it's really important that you just start to get some stacks up on these urns. You're going to need to wait, though, until this Faceless Void has Manta. Like, him having Manta plus Tiny having the Echo Saber, that's the big timings for mine. Like, Yopaj, you can see here, he's very scared about coming into lane, even briefly. With that wave pushed in, though, he's going to be able to buy the Quarterstaff if he wants it. Which he does. It's coming out to him now. So a little bit more burst potential. And it's just about finding the supports, but to Boom's credit, they're either all standing behind their vision, or they're all together. There's not a situation where someone's off on their own.
Yeah, going back to the lanes as well, we saw that they put a lot of emphasis on shutting down Makoto's Ember Spirit. But you take a look at the net worth, Makoto's sitting second, and he's had so much impact. He's got the Aghanims completed now, working on the Aeon Disc next, just so he doesn't get bursted. And we saw Yopaj starting really well on the Tiny. He had a great blink timing, was making plays through that early game, but just the polar opposite. Yeah, Tiny had a good early game, Ember didn't. Now Tiny's having a bad mid game, and Ember is. They're still going to try Makoto. Chrono just gets the connection. One of the kisses, arrow drop, instantly with the TP rotations. Can they keep him alive? They cannot. A full commitment here from Neon to bring down Makoto's Ember Spirit, but it might cost him Yopaj. TP out, Adaptive Strike is there. So Yopaj will fall. It is going to waste a little bit of time, but that is Chrono on cooldown now. 130 seconds. So Dai can just group up still and take some objectives, knowing that it's on cooldown.
Yeah, Chrono on cooldown. You get a lot out of that. You know, that's given Natsumi. He ended up getting the kill there. It was Zhao, actually. So probably the person that you would have least wanted to be a part of that. But at least now he's going to be very close to that Blink Dagger, actually, with that cookie. Gets it, so he's going to be able to be a lot more cautious. What's the right word? He's going to be able to take advantage of his positioning more. Sorry, me brain no work good this time.
That's right, I feel that right now.
CTMU has been trying to take a little bit of an ancient stack here, but he's going to have to come back because they're losing their base. And ETP's right back into them. Nice toss coming through from Yopaj, though.
Wow,
there's a reason he's their idol.
Wait, what's happening top? Void? Oh, no. Mikoto.
Solo kill.
And, I mean, you know what? There's no point buying back, especially without the Chronosphere. FBZ, once again, another nice toss away. They're going to drop the arena, though, because Yopaj is protected for a little while with the Lotus Sword, but where's the defensive factor that's able to come out? Cookie's on cooldown. They just have to rely on the Lotus, but that is not enough. They'll lose Yopaj. They're going to try and chase down more as well. Dreamer Cell playing around with the Mirana replica gives him the leap attack speed here. Now CTM as well. A buyback will come through, but the Fire Spirit actually stops the Blink Dagger. So Yopaj, he can't jump in and utilize that buyback to full effectiveness. Actually, Mikoto's
found him.
He'll jump on out of nowhere here with the Aghanim's. Supernova's going to get dropped as well instantly. Johnny Wild, but the Hex is going to be there. They need a couple more attacks. They can't get it. The egg will pop. The Sunray, another round of the percent damage as the Bristleback's getting burnt to shreds. They'll lose CTM. Yopaj's going to try and bring down the life. They will. Aegis getting taken away. Hyde, Self, he's actually okay. So Hyde will make it away. The rest of Boom. Do they look to reset here?
Oh, we've got a couple of buybacks. Tiny. I suppose they didn't use that. They'd used one previously on the Snapfire. Void, of course, not in a position to want to do it. If they're out of position now, they could get Chronosphere Mortimer's Kiss, but nope. They're just like, look, we got exactly what we wanted out of that engagement. We can finally take away this outpost as well, so even strangle them even more on the experience front. And it's looking not so sunny right now for Neon, with Dreamer Cell about to hit level 20. Got his Wave of Form attacks targets, combine that together with a Satanic, and even though he doesn't have that Aegis, it's going to be very hard to kill this Morphling.
Trickster's Rule of Illusion.
Very close to the Manta, though.
Yeah.
He can actually buy the Manta if he wants on Natsumi.
I'm trying to see if Natsumi has an avenue to get into this game. Like, if there is somehow an opportunity. I feel like it's down to he has to just drop incredible chronos, right?
You got to catch the Phoenix. That's pretty much it. Speaking of the Phoenix, he's got a crap load of stuff coming out to him. He's very close to picking up the Holy Locket for himself as well.
Ooh.
So you thought that healing was good before? You ain't seen nothing yet. At least now the Mirana has the Spirit Vessel. No charges, but there's none on the Boom side either. So a little bit until they're able to really impact on that sustainability.
You're ranged? What? Okay. Well, they get the range racks
Respect
thanks
for
to the
range
creeps.
Come on.
Oh no. That was a sentry dropped as well. So yeah, the pings come through instantly. Die. They know that Radiant was smoked up. Player showing spear. Misses them both. Mikoto. Jump on Remnant once again, in and out just like that, controlling up Yopaj. They need a reset here, but the Tiny is already going to end up losing his life. Now with the Mortal Kisses in the backline, they're going to try and look to bring down the Morphling, but the Sunray, it's just enough heal to be able to protect him. Supernova dropped as well with the protection of the arena. They just can't do anything. Neon out executed. They're going to try and buy back here from the Mirana, but Playhard will have no impact, and yeah, that's it. They've got to call it quits. Boom. What a solid game one performance from them.
Yeah, that time they finally were at least able to catch out one of the supports on the backline, but it was just protected by everything. They're playing around their arena perfectly. You've got nowhere to move. It's too early. You've had such a good early game that the BKBs aren't quite online yet. And yeah, again, just that Chronosphere. It was kind of reminiscent of what we saw with the Song of the Siren and Sanctity, just not knowing who to channel up his Requiem of Souls onto. You know, you had Faceless Void running around the Chronosphere like, who do I hit? Who are we going for with these Mortimer's Kisses? But at the end, it wasn't enough. And, well, Boom, continuing their good run of form.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, taking out this first map against Neon, going to give them a lot of confidence heading into the series. It's only their, yeah, Boom only got one series today, but you know, with a start like that, they're gonna have a lot of momentum heading into the second game. And I just, again, like we see the impact that Neon were trying to put on that mid lane. Like they did a great job at shutting down Makoto's early game, but just props where it's due. Like the fact that what Makoto was able to do, like he doesn't have a KDA like Dream Missile, but he was just this Agnum's pickup, disrupting the backline, doing everything required from the Ember Spirit was just making it so difficult for Neon. And also the vision game as well. Like constantly we saw Boom getting the jumps, getting the starts of the fights. They were getting pickoffs left, right, and center because of those deep wards they have. And unfortunately for Neon, they just didn't have an advantage like Boom had in that vision game. And in the end, it was kind of something that cost them pretty drastically there, just losing too many heroes from these pickoffs, and then they just didn't have the net worth to be able to contest in the fights as well. So with a solid performance like that from Boom, they're going to be able to take map 1 here, and we'll see if Neon are going to be able to hit back in the second game after a short break.